So less than a week after, Sundar Pichai was on an earnings call and told us that Waymo is going to be exploring selling their cars to consumers. We have this announcement 2 days ago. Waymo and Toyota outline strategic partnership to advance autonomous driving deployment. This is tremendous news. You're talking about Toyota, which as of last year was the largest car manufacturer in the entire world. I believe they delivered 10.4 or 10.8 million vehicles. And so what is going on in here? It is a little light on details, but it sounds like this partnership is going to be for Waymo to work with Toyota to do two things. The first thing is going to be develop the next generation of Waymo cars. Up until now, when you look at like the I-Pace and everything that's been like Zeekr and the coming up Hyundai, all these cars are the next iteration or previous iteration of Waymo. They have been retrofitted with the sensor suite. That is, you take the car and then you add on the sensor suite as an afterthought. Sounds like from this article that Waymo and Toyota are going to be looking at developing a car together from the ground up to build the sensors more directly into the car and integrate it into the overall driving experience. And in addition to that, so that's the number one thing they're going to be doing. They're going to be developing a more dedicated Waymo car for Waymo service that they have for their autonomous ride-hailing service. But the second thing they're going to do is it looks like Waymo is going to be offering the Waymo Driver technology to Toyota to equip in their cars to sell to consumers. And so this licensing agreement, think about this. From Waymo's standpoint, they're talking about the ability to put the Waymo Driver in the hands of up to 10.8 million people on the road. Absolutely crazy. Now, when is this going to happen? We don't know. But as we just scan through this article, we can see that Toyota and Waymo aim to combine their respective strengths to develop a new autonomous vehicle platform. In parallel, the companies will explore how to leverage Waymo's autonomous technology and Toyota's vehicle expertise to enhance next generation personally owned vehicles. Okay, so that's the second part I was talking about. Our own cars that we can buy, consumers. The scope of the collaboration will continue to evolve through ongoing discussions. Toyota has long advanced research and development in support of a zero traffic accident vision, guided by a three-pillar approach that integrates people, vehicles, and traffic infrastructure. Automated driving and advanced safety technologies play a central role, exemplified by the development and global deployment of Toyota Safety Sense, TSS, a proprietary suite of advanced safety technologies. TSS reflects Toyota's belief that technologies have the greatest impact when they are made widely accessible. Through this new collaboration, the companies aim to further accelerate the development and adoption of a driver assistance and automated driving technologies for POVs, personally owned vehicles, with a continued focus on safety and peace of mind. Waymo is the global leader in autonomous driving technology, and it now serves more than 250,000 trips each week across the San Francisco Bay Area, Los Angeles, Phoenix, and Austin. With tens of millions of miles traveled, the data shows that Waymo is making roads safer where it operates, including being involved in 81% fewer injury-causing crashes compared to a human benchmark. Waymo is building a generalizable driver that can be applied to a variety of vehicle platforms and businesses over time. The company continues to scale its commercial ride-hailing service, Waymo One, and through this strategic partnership will now begin to incorporate aspects of its technology for personally owned vehicles. So much for everyone who was saying that Waymo will never be able to do generalized driving. What they're saying here is that that's exactly what they've been working on. This is the end goal of what Waymo's been going towards, is a generalized driver. People think they don't have AI. Elon Musk himself, who is a competitor, said that Google is great at AI. So of course they have AI. Of course they can use vision. But they also happen to use LiDAR, which to me is much superior to vision. And I think just empirically, it obviously is. So that's some huge news. I just wanted to share that with you. Next thing I got for you, just yesterday, the previous report mentioned this, but there was a new study out. Waymo is reducing serious crashes and making streets safer for those most at risk. We can see that there's 92% fewer crashes with injuries to pedestrians, when we compare it to human drivers over 56.7 million miles in our operational cities Waymo Driver has had. So 92% fewer crashes with injuries to pedestrians, 82% fewer crashes with injuries to cyclists, and 82% fewer crashes with injuries to motorcyclists. So this is showing how much safer the Waymo Driver is over 56.7 million miles compared to a human driver. The path to Vision Zero requires reducing severe crashes and improving the safety of those most at risk. Our latest research paper shows that the Waymo Driver is making significant strides in both areas. By reducing the most dangerous crashes and providing better protection for pedestrians, cyclists, and other vulnerable, and other vulnerable road users, Waymo is making streets safer in cities where it operates. This paper, accepted to be published in the Traffic Injury Prevention Journal, expands to our Safety Impact Hub research, providing a deeper analysis of Waymo's performance across 11 different crash types compared to human drivers. It also offers new insight to Waymo's positive impact of serious injury crash rates. Now, I'm not going to go through all of this with you, but I do want to show you this video that they have down here that I think is absolutely amazing, showing some real-world situations where Waymo avoided a crash, especially this first one. So we can see right over here, remember that through the LiDAR technology that Waymo has, and its other sensor suite, but basically through LiDAR, the Waymo Driver sees the world in a physicality that cannot be seen through vision alone. And it's able to create an accurate 3D mapping of the world. And so what we have up here in this top part of the screen is a representation of how the Waymo Driver sees the world. This is the 3D map that it sees. And so over here to the left is an object, because remember, LiDAR detects physicality. And so it knows that there's an object to the left, and through vision probably, or even maybe through LiDAR, it's distinguished this as being a cyclist. And watch what happens. The cyclist comes up, hits the curb, falls, and the Waymo Driver is able to stop in time to avoid running him over. So what we had there was we had an impatient driver in a city trying to aggressively pass, ended up hitting the curb, crashing his bike right in front of the Waymo Driver, and it was able to successfully stop. No further injuries to the motorcyclist. Here's another incident. Look at this cyclist right here. Did you see that? Look at what happened right there. I want you to look at this one more time. Waymo Driver has the right of way. This person on the cyclist, and I cycle a lot. I want to take an aside here. This is absolutely terrible. This is what gives cyclists a bad name. He is running a red light. As a cyclist, you're supposed to obey the rules of the road. This is why people get so aggressive and they get mad, and there's a lot of anger directed at cyclists. And I'm not saying that's right, because some people go too far, but it's behaviors by people like this. Don't be this guy. He's got a red light. He's blatantly running it. Okay? We have an autonomous vehicle here that has a green light. And we can see that it slows down, it detects it, and it stops. And so what you have there, again, is that the Waymo Driver can detect the physicality of that object. It knows that there's something physical there that it must avoid hitting. Let's go ahead here. We can see a really detailed and busy street. Not busy, but a lot of people at least, right? And did you see that scooter driver? Let's watch that again. This is one of my favorite ones right here. So that person on their bird scooter or lime scooter, I think it's lime because it's green, they went ahead and they bit it. Did they hit a pothole or something? I'm not sure. But they bit it, and the Waymo Driver was able to swerve and avoid them. Let's watch it one more time. So you can see right there. It's almost, this one is interesting. It's almost like they're trying. He's pushing. Oh, he pushes. Yeah, so maybe when he pushed, he lost his footing or something like that. Sometimes it felt like when I was watching this before, that I thought that maybe these people were purposely trying to get hit so that they could sue Google and make a ton of money. But it goes down, and you can see right here, Waymo Driver avoids the person by a few feet. Okay? It's kind of interesting watching them on the ground. Now they're up, they pick up their scooter, and there's another person there, and they're kind of walking their scooter off. Pretty funny, huh? Okay, so here we have another incident with the Waymo Driver. This guy was speeding along, and we have someone stop short here. Apparently, it looks like their brake lights aren't on. So let's just say you're not paying attention, right? You're expecting someone to have brake lights on. They don't. This happens a lot. Maybe the brake lights don't work. Maybe their car stalled. This person could be on their phone, whatever. They go for this accident, and the Waymo driver avoids the entire thing. So once again, a very easy situation here. This car trying to avoid the accident, slam into these people. Oh, okay. So I'm sorry. I screwed this up. I don't want to be mean to that person in that car. What had happened there was that was inattentive driving. I don't think I actually watched this one prior. I watched the scooter one like 100 times. This would have been inattentive driving. You can see these cars are lined up here, but this person did have their foot off the brake. So maybe just for a second, they took the foot off the brake because you could see the lights weren't on at the one point. This car didn't notice that, noticed people weren't moving, swerves over, causes an accident. And what's even more interesting is watch what's coming up on the left here. Another Waymo driver. That's pretty interesting, right? Here we have nighttime. This is where vision only would greatly struggle. And did you see that? Okay, so let's watch this one more time. He's got the green light. He's got the green light. See this idiot coming through? Right? You know how hard this would be to avoid even for a human driver? Okay? This person's booking it. You're coming up to a green light, right? This is a lot of time where people just get broadside. They're just not ready for this. A human driver, I'm not saying everybody, and maybe you're a great human driver and you would notice it, but this is how broadsides happen, right? Look at this. You can't see too much beyond here, okay? You have the green light, right? You're good to go. Your eyes are probably focused down the road because you're not expecting this at all. This guy isn't stopping, but in your brain, you're like, oh, they got to stop. So there has to be something in your brain that says they're not stopping. Oh, I'm going to swerve at the last second. Waymo driver successfully evades it. Absolutely phenomenal. Okay. And so when we have this come out, I want to talk about one other thing, and that's from the Chinese Auto Show. They debuted all levels of LiDAR they debuted LiDAR that can be used at all levels of ADAS systems, level 2, 3, 4, and 5 systems. Okay, this is coming from Hesai, Chinese company. Hesai has revealed its groundbreaking new LiDAR solution for autonomous driving, Infinity Eye, which caters for 3 different levels of automation. And so at the same time, the firm also introduced 3 new automotive grade products in the form of its ETX ultra long range LiDAR, 18-1440 ultra high definition LiDAR, and FTX fully solid state blind spot LiDAR. Hesai showcased the tech with the world's major car makers gathered in its home city of Shanghai for the 2025 Auto Show. And what they had here, this was on so many cars at the show. I believe that they announced that they already have, is it in here? I believe they have 14 or so partnerships already alone in China. Oh, 11. The ATX, just the ATX system, ATX has already been selected for use by 11 automakers, including major Chinese players such as BYD, Chery, and Changan. Okay, but they also have the ETX, which has been used, is understood to be designed for uses by a major European maker thought to be Mercedes. Okay, and so why do I bring this up? I've talked about LiDAR a lot. I'm bringing this up because this is going to be, again, mass production. What does that mean? It means costs are going to come down. Everyone, for some reason, thinks that Waymo's LiDAR suite is like hundreds of thousands of dollars. Like you have these analysts that have no idea how much the cost of LiDAR has come down. And it's going to come down even further now that you have the largest automotive market in the world, China. And at the Shanghai show, there was so many, there's an uncountable amount of cars there that had LiDAR equipment. It's not uncountable, but it's just like what percentage of cars there had LiDAR. It seemed like if I went through the show that I went through a video that showed every single car there, and it felt like at least half of them had LiDAR on them. They were equipped. Okay. So these people have to be getting it from somewhere. LiDAR is going to be mass produced. The cost of it is going to be coming down dramatically. It's already come down dramatically from the first generations of Waymo, but it's going to be coming down so much more. It's going to be literally a commodity. This is all great news for Waymo. I'm really happy to announce this today. As you know, I like Waymo. I think it's a great company, and I wish them the best. If you like this kind of content, please hit the like and subscribe button down below. We're almost to 1,000. I know, it's crazy. Just last week, I was trying to get to 900. I had a video on Huawei. People really like Huawei. Who knows? It's interesting. There's nothing not to like about Huawei. So anyways, if you haven't already, please subscribe, and I will keep you up to date on more tech, politics, and finance, the intersection of them. Thank you.